Hello, everybody, and see today. Look, it looks like Family Fortunes or Blankety Blank or any of those other 1970s quiz show games where there was a whole load of contestants, and I asked the questions. Even University Challenge. Other things are available. We will be talking to the wonderful Rio, all four of them here: Alex, James, Jay, and Rio. After this.
Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for doing this, especially on a Monday. You know, Mondays, first day of the week. Favourites for you? I mean, what you like on a Monday morning?
Blue Monday.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's not my favorite. Not my favorite day, but
No.
yeah.
What's James? You look like any day of the week's your favourite day of the week. What's your favourite day of the week, James?
There isn't one. There is no more. There is no morning that I do well.
Oh,
absolutely not.
You're not a morning person.
Oh no.
No.
Well,
you're okay. It's 12:55 when we're recording this.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. I've had tea. I've got caffeine in me. It's grand.
Yeah, that's fine. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, you make music of the heavier kind, but it's very grandiose, and it's also it's very visual as well. I'd say your music. I mean, there's a lot going on in there, etc. And of course, you've got the wonderful voice over the top, and you also sing in more than one language as well, just to confuse people. So. How did you decide first of all that this is the sound that you were going to put out there? Who was the main orchestrator of that, or did you just all come together with the idea that this is the kind of music that we're going to make?
So I am like a main composer and a producer for this project, and always like I write music on every time, and I give the guys my ideas. Is it cool or not? And sometimes like I put random drum patterns. So like a Jay tweak the drums, and James tweak the bass, and Alex tweak the guitar.
Oh, do you know what? I always love it when you get somebody on that composes the music and then they're giving it to other people to get the ideas back like that, especially when it's on this interview program, because then I'm going to ask everybody else, is it ever rubbish? You know, are you guys honest with her? Do you guys ever go, really? Or are you genuine about that? Or is it, because it could be, is it always absolutely spot on brilliant right from the word go? But he's just wondering whether he should answer, because if he says the wrong thing, this could be the end of everything. So
think wisely, Jay.
Let's go over to Alex. Alex.
Yes. I would say we never say harsh comments on each other's ideas. It's always about being like, try to be constructive in your comments. Maybe if you don't like it, like explaining why you don't like it, how it could be a little bit better. And I think it's a matter of like working on a team in general.
Alex, you could work in HR. That was such a politically correct answer. I loved it. It was true.
I think people don't realize how much you need to be like that to work in a band.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. James, is there somebody in the band that is the most disagreeable member of the band, though, when it comes to ideas? Or
yeah, probably me.
Oh right, I was. That's. I was wondering.
So we've gone from the band's adult Alex and political man to being very honest and stuff. To me, that's a bit of a bull in a china shop. To be honest, there are some times that we get ideas that aren't where we would want them to be. But like Alex said, it's about working as a team. So instead of going, that's trash, get rid of it, we're like, well, okay, what you going for? What can we add to that? Where can we bring this song, this riff, this idea, and then how can we make it work? How can we really refine it to bring out stuff like Crimson Desire or Ronin? Like, to me, honestly, there's nothing that I might listen to something and go, do you know what? I'm not overly happy with that, but that doesn't mean we're going to throw it out. We can just rework it or use it in a later project. There's so much that you can do. There's no such thing as a bad idea, in my opinion. There's just things that might not necessarily gel together in a certain song.
I totally get that. So Jay, anything to add to that?
For my part, I guess it's more to deal with the fact that at the very beginning stages of working with Rio and joining Rio and learning the previous sets and going forward doing what we're doing now, there was a period where Rio would do her magic and create the tracks and send them out. And I would listen to them, and there were a couple of songs that were almost programmed to the point there were like 8 limbs being used in tracks. So there obviously are parts of any progression and any learning curve where I had to go, okay, I get where you're going. Sounds really great, but we're going to need to dial it down just a little bit. And then kind of work on her ideas, and then obviously add my kind of flair into the song. So now going forward from that point, Rio's been very good, and I've been working with her, so she understands the concept of like what can be played and what can't be played within a track. But again, even when she does send some of the stuff out, I listen to it myself, and I'm like, okay, slightly adventurous, but again, that's a push for me as a drummer to develop and challenge myself even more. So it works really well in the dynamics.
Cool. Rio, over to you. Where do all these ideas come from? I mean, there's some interesting themes. What's going on in that brain of yours?
Honestly, I want to know. Like, yeah, like
yeah. So there's everybody else.
Yeah. It's like my brain's like scrambled eggs. Like sometimes it's working and sometimes it's not working. Everything's like mixed up, and I don't know. Like I would like to know, like, if anything, but like sometimes like cool, like a cool melody comes up in the middle of night, and so I record myself, and the next day maybe I'm gonna work on. But yeah, my brain's so weird.
I love that. Where's the weirdest place you've ever written a song?
Weirdest place? Maybe toilet.
Yeah, that's
it's a relaxing.
Well, that's pretty weird. Have you ever now look? Have you ever done like field recordings in the toilet? Then I mean, like you sort of like and then flush the toilet and go. Now when you pick that up, Jay, in the real song, that's an orchestral stab.
Yeah.
Every time the toilet flushes, that's
Just to add to that, previously in an old life, I've actually sent drum ideas to an older band in the toilet whilst I was flushing. That didn't go. This is not a pun. It didn't go down very well. I'm talking about the message in the bit that didn't. But that's probably one of the randomest places that I've come up with ideas myself. Yeah, it's definitely one of the toilets.
Oh, there you go. I mean, a lot of singers say that they write in the shower because of the acoustics. It's a great place to get the acoustics. And also you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're getting clean at the same time, which is a tremendous thing. In terms of the process then, so do you ever get in the room together in terms of the writing process, or do you tend to write this remotely from each other? How does that work?
We do remotely, and so I write music at the first, and everything's gathered, and so I give the guys like, hey, what do you think? And so they started like okay, put in drum ideas and guitar ideas and the bass ideas.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you ever think, though, when you're in the middle of writing a song or putting a song together, is there any point that you've ever come to whilst working on a song where you went, do you know, guys, or you phoned each other up on Zoom or whatever, and you go, do you know what, it'd just been so much better if we could, or just for this bit, if we could have actually got together in a room and done this?
Yeah, I think there's always a case of that, especially whenever you're writing anyway. I mean, obviously we do, before we go anywhere sort of like near a studio and what we've done previously, we do this writing process the way that we've done it. And then we kind of meet up maybe at like my place where I've got a dedicated like little studio area. And then we all plug into the desk. We've all got our in-ear systems, and then we can make as much noise as we like. So I've got an electric kit as well. So it just is, it's really nice, relaxed. And we don't have that studio kind of, we've got 4 hours. We need to get this done straight away. Otherwise we've got to come back again. So me, James, and Rio kind of live relatively close to each other. So it's easy for us to kind of meet up and go through the drums and like go through it like bit by bit. Do you like this? Do you like that? And then obviously it's always good to have my partner in bass near me as well. So if ever I've got anything that I need to bounce off of him, or likewise, we have that kind of ability to do so. So yeah, I mean, as always, we would like to do it as a whole, as a 4-piece like we've done in the past, but now a 5-piece that we now need to do in the future, where we kind of sit down and make sure that everybody's comfortable, everybody's happy with what's going on. If there's any issues with it live, because let's face it, it's all good going to the studio and putting it down onto a track, which tends to be the easier side. When you go into sort of like live environments and you start playing around with it there, obviously that becomes a little bit more of a flair to it. So yeah, we prefer to do it.
Okay, for people that are now curious, where's member 5? Who's coming in on this?
That's a good point. Well, where is John able to make it? I know that he might be working. Oh, so he's working today due to the nature of his business. He was not able to do so.
Oh, there you go. Now listen, because it's an important thing to share. Outside of making music, you all work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What's the most who thinks they've got the most interesting job out of all of you? Outside of the music, you.
Not me.
Not you.
Yeah. I have a generic job, so no.
Oh right. Now, so generic, we're not allowed to talk about it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So who thinks they've got the most interesting job?
I think the problem is there are a few of us that have jobs in certain industries that we don't necessarily like to talk about, without being too cryptic.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a hard question to answer. I mean, I could say John, I could say James. I definitely know it's not me. I mean, I don't mind telling you what mine is. I'm sorry, I'm at work and someone's trying to come into the room.
There you go. You're
there we go.
Yeah.
So I work in software, and I'm a software manager. But my job is not as exciting as maybe other people's. But yeah.
Okay, I like this. We should keep the intrigue. So folks, if you're listening to this, one of these people could be a secret agent. Just saying. All right.
Yeah.
We can't confirm or deny that. but maybe it's true. All right.
Be a pretty bad secret agent being in a band, but
Yeah.
Well, would it though? Would it? You know?
Like in plain sight, as they say.
Yeah. Maybe it's so obvious that it's great. You know, maybe it's the best cover in the world. Who knows?
maybe the band is the cover.
Yes. It's not a cover band. The band is the cover.
Exactly.
That's the way round. Yeah. No, absolutely. What got you all? This start right at the beginning for all of you. What got you all into music in the first place? So we'll go round. Rio, what got you into music?
I think so when I was in my mom's womb, like she played.
Wow, you're
like
going back
classic
a long
music.
way, right? You're going right back.
Yeah. So
Okay.
she was playing like a classical music because like she wanted me to like be like smarter,
Yeah.
which failed. It failed.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
and then
I'm
your
not
mum,
here.
and then your mum listened to what you're playing now and goes, "Well, that was a waste of time."
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah,
it?
exactly.
Although you say that, but let's be fair. There are some correlations between what you produce and classical music in terms of kind of the orchestrational aspect of the music. So maybe it's just it is classical music, but it's more of today. Is that fair to say? Yeah, there we go.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Mum,
I
you
think-
didn't fail after all. It was a perfect success. You just need to tune your hearing aid slightly differently. Jay, what about you?
I'm actually the same. So mum and dad and my mum's brother, so my uncle, when I was younger, obviously brought me up with bands like Carpenters, Bob Marley, The Who, AC/DC, all that. And then obviously I don't look it. I know I look like a spring chicken, but I'm about 46 this year. So I've been brought up with the 80s, the 90s, late 90s. So I've lived through most of the decent, as I would call them, decades that were available for music, band, guitar-based music.
Yeah.
Definitely Blur over Oasis. Sorry. That's personal preference. So yeah, that's pretty much where I came from, and I still have all those old original records that I cherish from now. So yeah, if it wasn't for my parents, I probably wouldn't have done music. I probably would have been really successful and a brain surgeon or something like that.
Well, that's fair enough. And don't worry about saying that the Blur over Oasis bit, because I was actually in the Guardian newspaper talking about the whole Oasis comeback, and I wasn't the most complimentary about it. Let's say that. I mean, so there we go. Alex, what about you?
So actually, I'm the exact opposite. I mean, like my family was never like a musical family. My parents were like very generic music listeners, and I mean, even my cousins or uncles, nobody was particularly into music. What really changed the game for me was discovering grunge as a genre, punk, and both of them were like very approachable compared to music that was made in the 80s, for example, that is a bit more sophisticated. And for me, it felt like I wanted to try because like it of course it sounded and looked very cool, and technically was not like too difficult to start with that. And so I just started like randomly trying to learn on my own, and then later on, like in life, I managed to study music properly, and then getting a degree on guitar. So
I love hearing the different ways people come into music. Was there a particular friend that sort of brought you into music, Alex? Was there someone that you hung around with that went, come and listen to this weekend or whatever? Was there anyone?
There were a couple of friends, and we actually used to, because I come from a very small town in Italy, we used to take the train and go to like bigger cities and just trying to go from music shop to music shop and try to discover like not even like huge bands, but also like very small and obscure kind of bands, especially in the punk and the hardcore scenes.
Oh, I wonder whether those music shops are still there. Probably not, but
they're not. They're not.
It's a shame, because otherwise you could have done a field trip with the rest of the band, took them,
Yeah.
Well, you'd all have loved that, wouldn't you? Could have stopped off at wineries on the way as well. James, what about you?
I'm about to make this conversation really heavy. Depression, funnily enough. Like Alex, my family weren't really into music. Kind of generic. They dabbled in instruments when they were younger, but didn't carry it on. But I hit quite a crisis in my life when I was about 18, where it was either do something or seriously harm myself. So I decided to pick up a bass, of all things. No idea why. I just did. I walked into a music shop. I was earning £2.50 an hour at a job. So instead of eating for 2 days, I went and picked up a bass and didn't look back. And here I am. And I don't think I would be without music. So not to mention too heavy, but it saved my life in one aspect. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about what I'm doing now in terms of the songwriting and the lyrics and stuff. So yeah, there goes from the happy ones to the very real ones.
Mate, I don't think that makes it heavy at all. I think everybody's journey into why music becomes a special part of their life is very, very valid. Right. And I actually thank you for telling that story, because there will be other people out there today that don't feel in a particularly good place. And, you know, let's hope they go and pick up a bass guitar rather than do anything else.
Well, that's why I try and get across, to be honest with you. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I've on this ongoing journey. It's never going to end. It never does. But I try and get that across a lot in the stuff that I play, and what I do is like, you know, you're not alone. There are people out there. And even if it's just a song that I put out that you connect with, hell, you know, great, awesome. At least it's something.
Yeah. Between the four of you, obviously we have got a fifth member that's not here, but between the four of you, what is it that you recognize about one other person in the band that is so special in terms of the way that they bring something to the music that you're making that you know that you couldn't do yourself? Big question.
It's a tough question.
We'll start with Alex, because he's got a great pose there, which is...
I mean, I don't know, every member in the band had something really special to me. I resonate a lot with James regarding the depression thing, because like actually music saved my life as well. And on that I can even realize even more how special all this is, how special making music or having something creative in your life that is. With Jay, I resonate a lot about like so many things in life. I could spend days in a row talking about any sort of thing. Rio is she has a gift, in my opinion. She's a great songwriter, and that's something that I come from metal and punk and hardcore, and in those genres it's so hard to find bands and artists that make songs that make something that, and like she really can capture a super catchy melody and matching it with a very complex kind of music background, like with so many layers. And with John, the other guitarist, like we both play guitar, and so that is already something that we have in common. And it's special to see our different influences, our different styles, our different ways to play the same instrument that can work together in the same, playing the same band. So I couldn't pick just one. It's like
you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. You broke the brief, but do you know what? We'll let you, because it was beautiful. And everybody listening, everybody that's listening felt that was beautiful as well. Oh, go on then, Jay.
Okay, so I love you, Alex. I love you, John. But I'm going to keep it cool. James, very passionate person. He's very open. He'll tell you exactly what's on his mind. He won't sugarcoat it off. As much as you feel like he is having a go, it's just that he is that passionate about it. That's, you know, he will always be my boy. He's my bassist, man. You know, I can't say anything else. But what I will say to anybody is that this lady here is the biggest switch that I've ever seen. And I mean that with the greatest of respect. She is the most softest, kindest, quietest person you will ever meet. But the minute you hear that click track in your ears and it's go time, She is a complete different beast to be reckoned with. And I suggest you stay out of her way, because she will take you down, if not jump on your back with a microphone and still sing while she's playing the song.
Rio, just from one switch to another, that's the only way to be, right? You know, you got to be like that, haven't you? Because do you know what? You just feel that music coming up inside you, right?
Mhm.
And everybody else out there just needs to feel that,
Mhm.
right? And in that moment, you just need everybody to feel that, right?
Yes, like I need like everyone's like because like I'm not a guitar player, I'm not a bass player, I'm not a drummer, so I can't like I can write the music, but my ideas for like a guitar is shit. Like sometimes it's like you know, it's complicated and it's random, and then you know, I really enjoy like a Jay like a shaking his head, because like I always like put like random drum patterns, and then yeah, he's like, okay, I have to yeah, like that, like I he's like, yeah, okay, I have to collect it. But so I think I can't pick like a one person. I think everyone has like a different like a great skills, and also like I'm into like EDM or electronic music, and other people like heavy stuff like a metalcore and a metal, and so I think that like that's why like we can make like a different like a music to compare to like other bands. That's what I'm saying.
You've just given me an idea for another little question in a second, but we will finish with James. Not last but not least, James.
That's where all bass players are, right? So it's again, it's a bit of a cop-out answer, but like everyone in the band brings something that is irreplaceable. It's kind of why we went from 4 to 5 members anyway, because without each individual member, it wouldn't be the Rio sound. Like no matter how small someone might have a input in one particular song, it adds so much to the overall finished product, right? The overall song. But if I'm being honest, and as much as I love Jay and I want to say, yep, he's the most important one in my eyes in the band, arguably, like we wouldn't be where we are without Rio. Like for 2 reasons. Number one, her like Alex said, there is something about her ability to write a song and actually be very catchy, and it sticks with you. I just write good music. If I'm blunt, like every song she's written and we've released is something I would put on my own playlist, and I do. And when it comes up, I'm like, no, this is I like this. It's great. And her technicality and intricacies with the synths are incredible when it comes to writing. As much as it can become quite a pain to try and anchor it all together on bass. It's incredible, like the amount of intricacies that are there, but also like Jay said, the switch for live as well, from this quiet, reserved introvert girl to whoever the hell she becomes when that click track starts, when that song starts. It's mind-blowing. It's incredible. And it's actually one of the things that I was concerned about when we first started playing live together. Our first show, I was like, is she going to be able to be a front woman? Is one of us going to have to step up as a front man effectively and try what we can? But she killed it, blew it away, and got nothing from strength to strength in every live show since, in terms of being a front woman. So I think without Rio, we wouldn't have, well, Rio as we know it.
I love that. Animal, you are.
Yeah.
Animal.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Wild
Yeah.
animal. Yeah.
You just need the you just need the T-shirt with you coming out as an animal on it. You know,
That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should do that.
merch people, if you're listening. Rio like that as an animal. Like every good interview, like every good song, like your songs, has to have light and shade in it. It's important, right? You know, and we've gone quite heavy at times in this interview, which is great. And I'm going to just lift it up a slight bit now, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because you got one of the great things about doing an interview with me is you will learn something about yourselves, which is nice, and you're going to go and continue this conversation later and go, I didn't know that about you. But let's really move on that. So I'd like all of you to name one thing that's maybe on a playlist on your phone or whatever at the moment, which you would hide from everybody else in the band. Possibly just because you might be a little bit, I don't want them to see that I'm listening to that at the moment. It might be that there's nothing on there at all. Has anybody got anything that they might have on their playlist that might just surprise everybody else in the band?
I'm just checking.
James is checking. Rio, let's go with you. Come on, you must have ears that are very open. As like somebody that writes music that's putting down these songs, you must be looking for melodies a lot of the time as well, or art inspiration out there beyond what you're writing and the style that you're writing in as well. So what might be something that you're listening to that would perhaps surprise everybody else?
I think it might be Rez, Canadian EDM producer. It's a Rez, like REZZ.
Yeah.
It might be because like some people think I listen to like heavy music only. So like,
Rez. So we're going to check in a bit of Rez later as well, just to And that's what it's quite soft, is it? It's quite ambient in a way.
It's more like dark pop, like cyberpunky vibes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. But we can kind of see that's not too much of a surprise. Anybody got more of a surprise? Alex, what about you?
About the stuff that I listen to, I mean, like all my friends, all the people I know, they know that I'm going to listen to like the darkest metal band, to the cheesiest pop song, to old school blues. I mean,
Come on. Well, what's the cheesiest pop song that you've listened to then?
I mean, I could go from Charlie XCX to like blues from the 50s to, Knock Loose to like whatever.
Okay. No one's brought up the Smurfs yet, so that's quite good. Jay, what about you? Jay's got his hand to his mouth, which is quite a defensive move. Like,
Yeah.
I think Jay's thinking he has actually got something on there that might be.
I'm not quite sure, to be truly honest. I've probably got so much stuff randomly placed on my playlist, thanks to my kids, where I've passed the point if it's me that's put it on there or they've put it on there.
I like the way you're dealing with this, Jay.
So it could be anything from 1 minute I could be enjoying like Sleep Token or Korn or Slipknot or anything like that, and the next minute I've got blimming K-pop Hunters Golden playing.
There you go.
Or I've got something like what is it, Stray Kids, that my eldest daughter is listening to. That's on there as well. Or it could be, Rick Astley, or it could be Carly and Jason.
Nice. Now we're going there, aren't we?
It could be literally anything. Toto Africa. It could be, you name it. I get a bit of Wham. Can't go wrong with a bit of Wham these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, just chucking it straight out there. It could be, all of a sudden you listen to really heavy stuff, and all you get is, I don't want to love for Christmas. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Mariah Carey banging out the Christmas songs in January. What the fudge is going on here?
There you go.
It could be anything.
I love it. You see, you were getting there on the honesty charts. What about you, James?
Of all the Mariah Carey songs you could have sung, then you picked that one. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
This is facts. This is true, and it happened to me this weekend. So
what Jay is secretly doing there is he's throwing out the idea of the band doing a Christmas song at some point. Rio.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh dear. But look at that as an opportunity. You could do a Christmas song that doesn't sound like a Christmas song. Hey, it's been done before.
That'd be good.
It's true.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah.
James, anything to add?
Well, I was looking at it, and it's kind of weird because my playlist is very like hello. It's very centered around like hard rock. So a lot of Breaking Benjamin and like like Linkin Park and stuff in terms of like new metal stuff. But on there also, a guilty pleasure is Nickelback. I maintain they're still a great band. Like it's popular to hate them, but they write so many
Look
good
at Jay's
songs.
face.
Yeah,
I agree.
Jay's face.
they're great.
100%. I agree.
Apart from things like Rockstar, which is meh.
Mm.
But like, you know, when you listen to like Silver Side Up album and stuff, it's fantastic. Lady Gaga, I like Lady Gaga. She's great. Bad Romance, killer song.
Yeah.
I like Dido as well. Dido, White Flag, classic.
There you go.
And Hollywood Undead. I absolutely adore Hollywood Undead. They're great.
Well,
I've
here's the challenge for you all, is to think about maybe picking one of those songs, or you know, one of the more unusual ones, and either having it as a bit of warm-up music before you come on, you know, or maybe even several of them, you know, to really confuse the crowd, or even learning just like the opening few bars of one of those songs, and then slipping it into the set, just to really confuse people. I mean, it's always a good option, I feel. You know?
Oh, Jay already loves doing that with certain drum beats.
Mm.
You'd be up for that, Jay? Yeah.
Yeah. I do it randomly, like once, maybe not every show, but every now and again I might drop in something just to kind of.
Right, but it won't be Nickelback. it definitely won't be Nickelback. Is there anything in terms of your sound that you haven't achieved yet, or you haven't added something in there yet, or whatever, that you would love to be able to add in if money was no object, etc.? I mean, a full orchestra, or what would it be?
I think maybe orchestra, because I got orchestra, and then I saw Björk like a play live with the orchestra, and there was like Architect like a played live with the orchestra too, and it was really amazing. Yeah, I think it's like orchestra with heavy metal with orchestra. It like creates more like a beautiful sound.
I think an orchestra lifts everything, to be honest. I think an orchestra can lift anything. I mean, my friend got the chance to orchestrate Cypress Hill recently. I don't know whether you saw that. He did Cypress Hill orchestrated at Royal Albert Hall. That was a beast and a half. But I think an orchestra, you know, just adds a different level, really. Anybody else?
I think selfishly for me is I've always wanted to use my hybrid kit, so my electric and my acoustic kit together. But doing that, obviously, you're very stage dependent. So
yeah.
Stage is too small. You just can't do it. But that's what I'd love to do. Probably maybe not this year, but hopefully in 26. I would really like to start doing that and having the full rack and everything laid out. So yeah, that's one of the things that I want to push for next year.
Okay, bigger venues. You need to reach out. Come on, let's have this band play some bigger venues. I mean, you're right for a bigger venue anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. You know, we were lucky enough to play the Fleece in Bristol at the start of this year. They were having like a scouting session. That stage was phenomenal. We were saying it's like perfect for like the hybrid kit, perfect for like so much movement we can do, and the venue team, like the sound engineers and everyone there, were just fabulous. It's still to date probably the best show we've done for sound quality wise.
That's tremendous.
It was incredible. Unfortunately, we haven't been back yet. Unfortunately, but one day.
Do you know what? I'm on a big mission anyway, because I'm based in the Southwest. I'm on a big mission to try and get more bands to the Southwest anyway, because we just don't get enough people don't come through, right? They do Manchester, they do London, they do Liverpool, they sometimes even do Scotland or whatever. And it's like we have got some great venues in the Southwest, and they go, where's that? You know, it's like, come to the Southwest, you know. I'm on a mission as well to get more American bands to the Southwest of England as well, because they never ever, they come over here, they never do it, right? So hopefully it will happen, and maybe you can get onto one of those. I love Bristol venue. I mean, that's an hour up the road from me, so that's brilliant. Feckler as well in Bristol. I love that. Going on a boat, playing on the boat, what a great idea. So yeah, where is the dream venue for any of you?
Oh yeah, I still maintain the day that we get to play one of the biggest stages at Download, that's the day you go, do you know what, you made it. But that's very cliche, right? It's very, very cliche. It's like Download, Donington Park, one of the smaller main stages, even if it's an opening slot. Yeah, I'm happy. Bucket list ticked. I've made it.
Brilliant. Well, let's manifest that. That's going to happen, right? That's a great place to play. Anyone else got any venues they'd love to put on their bucket list? Got to play?
For me personally, I think it would be the Roundhouse in London.
Roundhouse, marvelous.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, no, lovely venue. We're all salivating now, by the way. We're all going, oh yeah. but ordinary people may not get it, but musicians get it. Musicians just salivate over venues, right? You talk about a decent venue, it's like, oh god, yeah. I can see it now. You know, I know what rider I want and everything. You know, I've had that dream. I've literally woken up that day, and yeah. Ria, what about for you? Any particular place you'd love to play?
Like I think in Los Angeles they have like Hollywood, like it was a huge like a venue. I forgot the name, but or maybe O2. Is it O2 in London?
O2, the O2.
Yeah, O2. Yeah, that one.
The big dome.
Yeah, Big Ten. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Madison Square Gardens. Yeah, why not?
Maybe yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, all of these things could happen. They absolutely could happen. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you all today and talking to you. Look how the time has just flown, really. Of course, one of the things that you must get so that you can incorporate this into your sound as well, if you haven't already, is a kazoo. Because, you know, they're portable, they're flexible, and they sound like shit. But, you know... But, you know, if you can make one sound good, you've got to be there, haven't you? It's been a pleasure talking to all of you. Alex, James, Jay, Rio. We got deep at times. We got some laughter at other times, which is what you want from an interview, isn't it? And thank you so much for coming and sharing a little bit today. I hope you've enjoyed the experience as well. And folks, now that you've heard from them, I want you to go and hear of them. So go and check out the music. We will put the links in and around the interview as it goes out. Yeah, do add it to your playlist. Don't just stream it, because, you know, that's kind of pointless. You know, a 0.2 of a pence or something isn't really worth doing. And if you see any of these people in and around wherever they live, on the street or whatever, go and buy them something. You know, a drink, a meal voucher, or whatever, and be nice to them, right? Because they're making music for you. Yeah, that's the way to do it. We will be back with more of my music soon, but until then, from Rio and myself, bye for now.